Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is Friday Practice 1 ahead of the 2022 Mexico City Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then please do get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single qualifying and every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship. And yeah, please do drop me a like as well. It helps out the channel, it helps YouTube find the channel and put me on in the correct category so we can get a few more people watching as the weeks go by. But we are near the end of the season now. This is round 20 of 22, so it's only this, then in a couple of weeks Brazil. Let me turn these down. In a couple of weeks Brazil, followed by Abu Dhabi, and then that is it. The season is over. Max has already, of course, wrapped up the championship a few weeks ago in Japan, and then Red Bull wrapped up the championship last weekend in the USA. So the prizes are won, but the races are cracking. That US Grand Prix last week, even though it was all wrapped up, was probably race of the season. And I sort of called it in a way because it's gloves off, you know, the pressure's off. You can just go for it. So yeah. Anyway, welcome in Chris. Yeah, Candy Skull on the intro. Let's get the live timings up. Let's see Sky are done with the ad break, because I hate the thing because of the colours. But yeah, FP1 in Mexico incoming in about 6 minutes. Oh, there's still an advert one. Right, let's see if we can get these live timings. I might have to refresh it because it's still on the F1 live timings. It's not that live because it still thinks it's the US Grand Prix. It says race finished. Yeah, that's 7 days ago, mate. 5 days ago. Let's get on with it. It still says Formula 1 Aramco United States Grand Prix. Nah, they're a good week behind them. Oh, here we go. Now we're on it. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look on the stream. Bang. We're in, I think. Yeah. Let's go. Put that down here like that. Yeah, we're done. Ryan, welcome to the stream, Ryan. I don't think the... yeah. Welcome in. How we doing, Mr. Ryan Tune? Oh, you've brushed your teeth, ready for bed? No, it's not that late, is it? It's only 5 to 7 yet. Might be a bit early yet, Ryan. Yeah, anyway, headphones on. We get the intro music's playing now, so we're on it. Hope you're on the mend as well, Chris. Hope to see you back on the Denvcast when Denver's back on it in a couple of weeks. Hope to see you back on it, lad. We always have a laugh. Let's go. Brilliant. I'm brilliant myself, Ryan. Yeah, brilliant. Formula 1's on. So I'm on. That should be the tagline of the entire channel. That. If F1's on, I'm on. You know what I mean? Never miss a session since 2006, so get in. Now, I have missed practice sessions, obviously, but never missed a race. Move that. P1 just started. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes it starts, man. Weird times again. What do you mean? In terms of because we're in Latin America. We're in North America, so yeah. Yeah, P2, 10 or 11, yeah. Yeah, practice 2, UK time, 10 PM, yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah, mad times. I don't know what the times are in Brazil, but I imagine it's pretty similar as well. So we've got 3 evening races in a row. US, Mexico, Brazil are all going to be I don't know, 7, 8, 9 PM races. So evening sessions. And then Abu Dhabi will be mid-afternoon, you know what I mean? Abu Dhabi back to mid-afternoon. I'd be better with me drink down here rather than over there. That's better. That's it. We're rigged up better now. F1's on. You're on. That's it, Chris, isn't it? That should be the tagline, the slogan or whatever. And this is actually one of the few races that I've actually been to. I have only ever been to the British Grand Prix and the Mexican Grand Prix. I was here when the Mexican Grand Prix returned to this circuit. Does anybody know the year? Yeah, I was here a few years ago. And what an atmosphere it was. What an atmosphere. I went with my dad. We the return of the Mexican Grand Prix, and we were there. It was epic as well, and we was in this stadium section as well that they're showing on Sky. We were in that final sector in the stadium. I think it was either a baseball stadium originally or a concert stadium. I can't remember which. It was one of the two. But they've converted it into this makeshift sort of Grand Prix stadium section, and it's sick. Yeah, I have. Did you go to the bowl where they do the donuts? The bowl. I was in the stadium section, if that's what you mean by the bowl. Yeah. Yeah. Where opposite the podium and all that, yeah. A few years ago, like. When, Rosberg won, so that's how long ago it was, and he's been retired about 7 or 8 years. So yeah, Rosberg won the race. And we was there with Union Jacks. And I think Hamilton was second. Yeah, gutted. It was back when Mercedes used to run away with every race by like a minute. You know, that's one of them seasons where they just lapped everybody. It's one of them. Perez was racing for... I think he was in their Force India. And he come about 7th. And Verstappen was actually... I remember, actually, when we was there... I think it was 2015. And when we was there, Verstappen was like new kid on the block. He was like 17 years old, and it was his first season. And he was in the Toro Rosso. And he was driving the wheels off the damn thing then at 17 years old. And I remember me and my dad being like, whoa, this kid... Oh, shit. That's my mouse. Yeah, he was driving the wheels off the thing then, at 17, and we were saying then like, whoa, this kid's different gravy, man. He's flipping. He doesn't mind scraping the wall and all that. He was giving it everything, trying to prove himself. And now look, double world champion. How many more world championships will he win? When they do interviews like the footage stadium, yeah, that final sector, yeah, that's where I am. Right. Well, that's where I was. I mean, not where I am. I mean, that's where I was back in the day. I might have to refresh these timings because it ain't. Because Vettel's definitely out of the garage, but it's not showing on here. Right, we're gonna refresh this. Right, we're on a refresh one there. Alright, Anto, how are you doing, mate? Yeah, Force India 15, yeah, man. He finished in the points, because I remember everyone going mad. You know, I think he finished like 8th or 9th or something. Everyone was going sick at that. And then last year he was on the podium, wasn't he, Perez? And they were celebrating it like he'd won the championship. It was mad. If he actually wins the race this weekend, I'll tell you what, it'll be absolute pandemonium if he wins this race. Oh, they've definitely built more stuff since I was there. Like looking at this aerial shot from the helicopter, and there's definitely a lot more going on now. You know, this is probably what, the 7th or 8th race, probably the 8th Mexican Grand Prix. Well, they used to do it in the 70s and 80s and all that, but the 8th Mexican Grand Prix since the return. And yeah, atmosphere absolutely buzzing, and it's only FP1. But yeah, I'm good, Anto. Thoughts on Red Bull penalty massive or no comment? No, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. Don't you wish you were still over there? Nah, it's a chapter. It's a chapter. I mean, this weekend, yeah. This weekend, yeah. I wish I was there right now, innit? Look at that Fittipaldi, De Vries 1-2. Yeah, mint. Right, so I think there's what is it? 3 drivers in FP1 who usually don't take part, or are rookies or test drivers. So we've got Emerson Emerson Fittipaldi. No, it's I'm going to say Enzo Fittipaldi. It's not. It's Pietro Fittipaldi. Pietro Fittipaldi in at Haas in place of, well, who isn't on the list? So he's in Magnussen's car. Just for FP1 this. They give the test drivers, reserve drivers a go in FP1. So we've got Fittipaldi in for Magnussen. We've got Jack Doohan at Alpine in for, must be Ocon. Yeah, Jack Doohan in for Ocon. I think he's in F2. I should watch F2 more closely, but I'll let that slip. Then we've got De Vries in for Mercedes. I didn't even realise that till I'm seeing it on the time screens now. I didn't realise De Vries was getting another session. I didn't expect him to get another session, especially with Mercedes. Surely they don't want to be giving away too much, because De Vries has now got a seat with AlphaTauri, sister team of Red Bull. So I would have thought that Mercedes would have dropped De Vries immediately after he signed the AlphaTauri contract, but that's not the case. He gets yet another FP1 session, does De Vries. And we have also got Logan Sargent in at Williams in place of Alexander Albon for this session, who took part in FP1 in at the Circuit of Americas last weekend. So Sargent with the back-to-back FP1s, as he was confirmed as being in that Williams seat for next season, is, well, confirmed with an asterisk to it, as long as he gets enough super license points, which he's pretty much certain to get. So the Williams lineup next season is going to be Albon and Logan Sargent, US American driver. Aya Farhan, how we doing, bro? BRB says Kim, no worries. Don't think they're allowed to use wind tunnel. Oh no, of course they'll be allowed to use a wind tunnel. We'll get into that in a minute. No, taking away the entirety of the wind tunnel time would be absolute carnage. That would be a bigger penalty than taking the championship off him, I think. If you couldn't have any wind tunnel time, you'd be dead. Off to the pub, no worries. I'll be having a couple of drinks after FP2. Ocon last race didn't go to P1. Yeah, who's in for Alpine? No, I think Alpine. It wasn't Alpine, but last week there was another load of drivers in FP1, wasn't there? Yeah, last week there was like Teo Porcher in FP1 and Robert Schwartzman and a few. So there's a few more today. Yeah, and another one as well is Liam Lawson at AlphaTauri as well. So it's another 4 alternate drivers, shall we say, for FP1, as it was in the US. There was 4 alternates there, or there was even 5 in the US, because you even had Giovinazzi doing a session, but another 4 here. So I think it's part of the regulations that they've got to let a young driver / test driver have a couple of goes during the season, and they've all left it to the end of the season, and now they let the youngsters have a go. Unless he hasn't enough super license points. Yeah, exactly. Jams are doing a cast. No idea, but probably not. There's no football on, but if he does, I'm on it. You know how it is, Farron. Wind tunnel. Yeah, so that's the punishment right there. 10% less wind tunnel time. Forget the 7 million euro fine. That is insignificant to a company the size of Red Bull Racing. The punishment is not about the fine. The fine is, it's like fining me or you 15 quid. It is that's not the punishment. The punishment, they've got technical issues at Sky. They've got no commentary, but I'll do it for you. I'll do it for them. So that's not the punishment. The punishment is 10% less wind tunnel time, which is significant. Now, Formula One has a rule. Well, let me back up. Let me back it up. Let's back it up as they say. Back it up. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if they weren't allowed to use a wind tunnel, that would be interesting. They wouldn't have a car. Right. 10% less wind tunnel time. Right, so what does that mean? These cars are designed and built in the wind tunnel. Wind tunnel time is absolutely critical to these teams. This is where the cars are, the aerodynamic, which is everything in Formula One. This is where it's all built. So any detriment to wind tunnel time, it's worth its weight in gold. You know, it's priceless. Wind tunnel time is absolutely priceless for these teams. And as of a couple of seasons ago, actually, there is a system. There is not unlimited wind tunnel time. There is I think there used to be back in the day. I think it was pretty unlimited, as much as you want, mate. But recently, there is a cap on wind tunnel time, because obviously the more time that you can have a scale model in the wind tunnel, or a 60% scale model they tend to use, the more time you get in that, the more development, you know, the more knowledge you're going to get, and the more information you're going to get, and the faster car you're going to build. Basically, the more time in the wind tunnel, the faster car you're going to build, because you've got more information. So there's a cap. I don't know the exact figures of it, but it works like this. The team that finishes first top in constructors, by the way, if anything interesting on track happens, I'll commentate on it. Perez goes quickest on a 122.7, but we're 8 minutes into FP1. It's not really critical that I commentate on what's happening on circuit. This is a bigger issue. So the if you win the Constructors' Championship the year before, you get the least amount of wind tunnel time for the following season. So this year, Mercedes, if we're building the 2022 car, Mercedes would have had the least amount of wind tunnel time. Now that is based on the previous year's Constructors' Championship position. So Williams at the bottom, they finished last, I believe, or it may even been Haas last season. But let's say Williams finished last in Constructors. They get the most wind tunnel time, and it's to help balance the sport out a bit. So you haven't got because if you've got the team with the most money and let's say they've got their own wind tunnel, they've got the most money and they've got their own wind tunnel, and if you don't limit that, they're just going to spend hours and hours and weeks in that wind tunnel producing a perfect car, and then a team at the back who has got to rent a wind tunnel place off a previous racing team in a different country, can only visit it a couple of times and get the wind tunnel time in. They're at a massive disadvantage. So to get rid of that disadvantage, you're in a reverse ranked position. So the worse you finish, the more wind tunnel time you get, to try and balance it out a little bit. Now, this is why it's a double hit. The 10% punishment is massive. Here it comes, 10% less. This is why it's massive, because Red Bull have just won this championship. So guess what? They already are getting less wind tunnel time than everybody else already. So the punishment of winning the championship is you get a little bit less wind tunnel time than Ferrari, who will get a little bit less than Mercedes, who will get a little bit less than Alpine, and all the way down. And then Haas, or whoever finishes last, Williams, will get the most. So Red Bull are taking... Oh, I've got a see-through head. I had a see-through head. I don't know what that's about. So this is significant, because they're already getting the least amount of wind tunnel time, and now with the punishment, another 10% less. So are they still going to be able to produce a championship winning car next season? Mercedes are going to get significantly more wind tunnel time than they did for this year. Next year they're going to get significantly more. So it makes it interesting. That's the punishment. Forget the money. That's the punishment. So yeah, where are we? Yeah, who is it? Brundle? Oh, I don't even know. I've not been listening. Yeah, some sort of a combination of that. Yeah, Brundle, Di Resta, Button. I don't think Button's there. I've not seen him. There's Sergio Perez's dad in the garage. But yeah, so that's the punishment for Red Bull, the wind tunnel time, and don't underestimate that. It's significant. Is it just 1 hour? Yeah, it's 1 hour. In fact, I should get the timer on. Crofty, yeah. Crofty, they've got Ted Kravitz as well in the pit lane. As always, as it should be. Welcome in, DB. Can't you just build your own wind tunnel? Some of them have got their own wind tunnel, but obviously you've got to declare it. Like, you can't just have a secret wind tunnel. Everything is extremely strict. Extremely strict. So you can't just have like a secret wind tunnel and just be like on a back burner, like, yeah, mate, don't tell them about that one we've got there. No, everything's to the exact minutes that the model has spent in the wind tunnel. Everything's like extremely regulated. In fact, the cheekiest thing that I've seen an F1 team do in recent years, because you're not allowed to do testing outside, you get certain like because also basically the only thing more valuable than wind tunnel time is on-track testing. That's the only thing more valuable. The money itself is the only thing more valuable than wind tunnel time is on-track testing, right? So that's obviously limited. You get a couple of filming days, which are like promotional days. I think you have 1,000 kilometers or something. So that's extremely strict as well. But you know the cheekiest thing I saw from a team, like just going on that mode of like, can't you just build your own, right? The cheekiest thing I've seen is Ferrari. This is like 5-7 years ago now. Ferrari, because they couldn't test the car, even though they've got their own test track and everything, Fiorano. Ferrari got their own test track, but they're not allowed to test the car because then it's an advantage over everyone else who hasn't got their own test track. So they're not allowed to do that. So what they did is put the engine from the Formula One car in a road car and drive round with a like a Ferrari Enzo or whatever they converted, Ferrari P1 or whatever it was, with a Formula One engine in the back. So they were able to test the engine. Yeah, on a sly one. So they had like a Ferrari Enzo running around with an F1 engine in it. Yeah, beast mode that. Now that's the cheekiest thing I've ever seen. That. Well, the cheekiest thing in that way of like trying to be on a sly one. Yeah, but that's a few years ago. That's when the hybrid engines were new. So I'm talking that it's like probably like 2016 or something. It's a while ago that. But yeah, they're always trying to have a little sneaky advantage. But Red Bull are going to be with the sneaky disadvantage next year with 20, I think it'll end up like 22, 23% less wind tunnel time than Ferrari, Mercedes, and mate, that's going to be. I mean, the big advantage they have got is they've got a championship winning car now, so the car's not exactly going to be terrible next season. In fact, I need to change these settings out. From time to time, I've got a see-through head. We'll see how we go. Can't take me seriously with a see-through head, can you? But yeah, we're already. In fact, let me get the timer on. Better late than never with the timer in it. Let's go whack it on. What is it? Stream timer. There he is. I should have had this on since the beginning. Where is it? Yeah, that didn't work. Let me try again. Stream timer, there it is. What have we got left? 42 minutes. Let's program that in. So 42 minutes and... Oh, Pirelli tyre test for FP2. Oh, for God's sake. That'll do. Is there we go. That's a funny res. That's a funny team radio. There's debris on track, and he said that's debris on track. Ricardo just had a brake knock into turn 10. Wow. Have they made that hairpin wider at the end of the lap? I feel like they have. It's a Red Bull 1-2 anyway. Sainz goes up to third now. They're going to cut to an ad break, obviously. Great timing. Just as I start to have a look at actually what's going on the circuit. But yeah, this session an hour, and then FP2 hour and a half. Because they are doing another Pirelli tyre test, as they did in the US last week. So it's an hour and a half 2023 compound tyre test. So, you know, fun all the way. Nice day. The thing is, when it's a tyre test like that, you can't even read into the lap times or anything. It's not even about performance. So you can't even speculate on the pace on the pace of the cars for this weekend in FP2. Like 5 seconds off the pace on like a 2023 hard tyre. Like it's completely irrelevant. So it's a bit annoying, really, when I'm trying to talk about it. Exactly, Will Rally. Yeah, I might swerve it, to be honest. I mean, unless we can think of something to talk about for an hour and a half, I don't think it's worth really doing a watch along on a tyre test, is it? It's like I might as well. It'd be more valuable doing a watch along on winter testing, wouldn't it? In fact, I think I will do that if it's on TV. Like a 6-hour stream, 8-hour stream winter testing. I'd love it, mate. I'd do it. I'd love to go to winter testing, actually. Yeah. But yeah, it is World Rally. It's the flipping tyre test again, which I didn't think they'd be doing 2 of them back to back. But I suppose great for the team, innit? Great for the teams, but not so great for me. But I'm being a bit selfish, isn't it? There's not many cars out there at the minute. Look at that. It's only Vettel, Lawson and Stroll out on circuit. I don't know why. You got to get out there, don't you? Get your laps in. Especially with their FP2 being a tyre test, as we just said. Yeah, exactly, Wheel Rally. It's dead, and it kills it, man. Whole session on new Pirelli tyres. In fact, when they did it in America last week, forgive me that on the occasion I have a see-through head here. I don't know what that's made of. The green screen on a mad one. Yeah, when they did it in America last week, I thought, right, what they'll do is the first half of the session with the tyres, and then second half of the session normal. Nope, the entire session with the 2023 tyres. So it just becomes like the thing is with on Sky, because like you say, like they've got 3 or 4 in the commentary box. I know you were asking before, is it Brundle, Crofty, you know, Natalie Pinkman or whatever, whoever it is, right? There's 3 or 4 of them in the commentary box. Karen Chandok's another, Anthony Davidson's another. Because there's 4 of them in there. Johnny Herbert, Damon Hill, oh, pick your bunch. Because there's 4 of them. They just have a chat amongst themselves, innit? I mean, they can talk to, you know, you and, you know, a couple of people in the chat, but... I mean, it's alright if you've got 1,000 people in chat. Well, you know, comments are flying, yeah. But not when you're a small channel like mine, where, you know, 1 or 2 people. You're flipping. Good luck with that, mate. You know what I mean? I haven't got 3 or 4 co-commentators to have a waffle about what you've been up to during the week. You know what I mean? So yeah, they've got Paul DeResta and David Croft in the commentary box. Right. In fact, their commentary has not been on for until now. I think they've been with Ted Kravitz in the pit lane until now. I think they've had some technical issues on Sky. But anyway, yeah, Paul DeResta's on, and so is Charles Leclerc, because he starts a flying lap, 36 minutes 53. Yeah, I've got the times bang on. Yeah, 36:48. Yeah, yeah. So Leclerc on a flying lap, sector 1. So we're nearly halfway through the session. It's Red Bull 1-2, and Red Bull always go good at this circuit. I think Verstappen's won this a fair few times already in his career. I don't know exactly how many times, but I'd say at least 3, 4. Verstappen's won this. Red Bull always go well. They reckon. I don't know how convinced I am by this argument. To me, it seems pretty insignificant. I don't know. It might be significant, but they reckon that the Honda engine copes better in altitude, and because Mexico City's 7,000 feet, or I don't know, 7,000 meters, 7,000 feet. I don't know. No, it'd be 7,000 feet, wouldn't it? It would be 7,000 meters. I'd be flipping it. You're on top of Everest. Because it's at high altitude in Mexico City, apparently the Honda engine deals with that better, or the turbo deals with it better, and hence they sort of get a little bit more power than the Mercedes and Ferrari engine, or the Renault engine. I don't know about that. Maybe, but how much of an advantage are you getting out of that? A tenth? I don't think it's like significant. But that's what they say. That's what they say. They say the Honda engine copes better in the at the high altitude. I don't know, a bit sus about that. What's this? What are you saying? Ted's notebook's amazing, by the way. I know you talk about Ted's notebook. In fact, to me, Ted Kravitz is #1 pundit in the world. I mean, I haven't seen the flipping. I've seen the Mexican pundits. What's he called? Chacho or something like that. I've seen the Mexican pundits, and I've seen the Italian guy, actually, Davide Valsecchi. He's good. He is good. I've got to admit, he's good, actually. But the best pundit in the world's got to be Ted Kravitz. He loves Formula One in the same way I do. He loves the details and the nitty gritty of like a new little gurney flap on the Mercedes rear wing and all that. He loves it. I love it. He loves it in the same way I love it. You know what I mean? It's pure enthusiasm. But he knows a hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. Mick Schumacher goes second. I'll take this one too. Leclerc, Schumacher. Let's go. He's on the soft tyres. Mick puts in 1:21.9. Let's go, Mick. Right. Ted's notebook is the best thing on F1. It really is. He's funny walk around, you watch him. Yeah, man, gets that kicked out. Do you know what? I've not seen Ted's Notebook for a couple of weeks, right? I don't always see it because by the time Ted's Notebook's on, right, I've already done a 3-hour stream or whatever talking about it. I've been watching it all weekend, and I sort of get to the point where I'm all F1'd out. By Sunday evening, an hour after the race, I've switched it over because I've F1'd out. Do you know what I mean? I've got to recharge my batteries for the next week. So I don't always watch the Notebook because I've already seen the race, commentated my way through, or tried to commentate my way through it. I have a good go. Do you know what I mean? I try and commentate my way through it. I've experienced it. So I already know the story. Because on the Notebook, obviously, he goes through the story. Oh, AlphaTauri, how did they do? P16 and P19. Not a great weekend. Da, 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 da. Yeah. So I don't always watch it. But he is top dollar. And he is top dollar, man. He is priceless, Ted Kravitz. And he missed a season, didn't he? Or he went to that W Series and I was gutted. I don't know if it was last season or the season before. He wasn't even part of the Sky Sports team. He was he was in the women's series. I was like, nah. I was like, get him back. He's the best one. And he's come back. Thank God. He got kicked out of a media pen this year. No way. And you don't know who he is. Oh, you've got to know who Ted Kravitz is, man. I'd probably rather meet Ted Kravitz than the drivers. I'd rather meet Mick Schumacher than Ted Kravitz. I mean, I'd love to meet Mick Schumacher and say, "Go on, lad, you know, fucking I believe in you." I'd love to meet Mick and like put my arm around his shoulder and go, "Go on, Mick, you know, I believe in you." You know what I mean? They might not believe in you, and they slate. I believe in you. You can do it, Mick. You know what I mean? I'd love to meet Mick Schumacher, but I'd rather meet Ted Kravitz than a lot of the drivers, though. You know what I mean? He's top dog, mate. And Martin Brundle as well. Martin Brundle. Sit down and chat with Martin Brundle. Yeah. That'd be priceless, that. Not even an interview. Just a chat about F1. Off the record, do you know what I mean? Just round for dinner one night, you know what I mean? Casual one. Yeah, I'd be the way. Yeah, very passionate, isn't it? That's what it's about. Yeah, Mick Schumacher flying second. Let's go. We're down to fourth now. I think it was just because he was like first man on the soft tyres. So it's one of them one Will Rally. I think he was just first man to bang the soft tyres on, so he's going to go top in it. It's one of them. But we take it when it happens, you know. When you're a Mick Schumacher fan like me, you got to take the flipping. You got to celebrate it. There was a moment in Japan where he led the race for about no more than about 3 seconds. He led the race. I got a screenshot of it, of the timing board with MSC top. Like, oh, I've got the screenshot. Yeah. He led the race for about 3 seconds. Get in. You've got to scrape every moment like that because it's few and far between. There's no seats left. Only the seat that he's sat in now, Will Rally. That's the only seat that's left, Will Rally, is the seat that he's sat in. So, are they going to keep him? Or are they going to replace him with Hulkenberg or Giovinazzi? I think they're going to replace him. I don't know if they're going to... I wonder if, and I hope this is the case, they're leaving that decision. I don't know this, but I hope this is the case. That they're leaving that decision about the second Haas seat until after the end of the season to give Mick as many opportunities as possible to prove himself, So in other words, giving him these, whoa, he's nearly spun Verstappen. And he is going to spin. He is going to spin. Verstappen spins on the soft tyres. Whoa, he just overheated him. And I didn't know which way he was going to spin, but I could tell he was definitely going to spin. That looked really unstable, that actually. Once that rear end went, he corrected it. It was gone the other way, corrected it, gone the other way, corrected it. And eventually, there was no more correcting it. He was round. But really, like Paul di Resta said in the commentary, it's like the weight of the car, the weight of it. And it's just once he loses that rear end, there it goes. So he'd lose it on the curb and then tries correcting it again. No. Oh, it's the bump. He's taking too much of the curb. Wow. At least he didn't hit anything. K-Mag there for 2023. Yeah. Latifi needs a seat. I think, Chris, Latifi's got a seat. Latifi's got a seat. But not in F1. Not in F1, Chris. But he has got a seat. I don't know if it's confirmed. What I saw something, a bit of a news headline a couple of weeks ago that Latifi's got a seat in IndyCar with one of the big names. I don't know, it's like Team Penske or what are the other big ones in IndyCar? One of the big names anyway. There's like 3 or 4 big names in NASCAR, in IndyCar. I can't think of it. But Latifi's got a seat, man. Yeah, he's all right. It's not like career over. You know what I mean? There's life outside F1. It's not career over, but it's F1 career over for Latifi. He's had 3 years. You know. It's one of them. His jams are on tonight. Yeah, people asking him. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say so, because there's not been a watch along, and usually, but I don't know, you know, if he comes on, I'm on. You know what it is. I hope he comes on. If not, God knows which God knows which chat panel I'll be sat on by 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey Kim, you never know. I might be on that flipping Discord panel by 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, you know how it is, Kim. Give it a bit of karaoke. No, I won't be on there, man. It's not. I don't think it's for me, that. But you know, you never know where we're gonna end up, innit, Kim? Zhou Guan Yu waiting to come out of the garage, waiting to come out of the pit lane. Sorry, has he stalled it? Is Zhou Guan Yu stalled at the end of the pit lane here? 25 minutes to go. I think he has, man. I think Zhou Guan Yu. And look at the flipping. Has the Alfa Romeo side pod always been like that, with that many, with that much of an inlet or outlet gills? I don't know if outlet gills is the correct term, but that seems extreme on the Alfa Romeo. But I think he stalled it at the end of the pit lane anyway, is the point I'm trying to make. Can't upshift, says Zhou Guan Yu. At least he's not blocking the pit lane. He's on the little side bit where you do your practice starts. Oh, they can't recover it because he's deemed to be out on circuit. What a stupid... He's beyond the realm of the pit lane. He's classed as being out on circuit even though he's at the end of the pit lane. So they can't recover him. They can't push him back. So the team's just stood there behind the wall like, we can't do anything, mate. Do you know, F1 just lacks common sense sometimes, don't it? Like, the little grey areas like this where, is he on circuit or not? Do you know what I mean? Can't spell his name? Oh, mate, it's not easy. Z-H-O-U. First name, Z-H-O-U. Surname, G-U-A-N. Y-U, Guan Yu. Yeah. Oh, mind you, it's not really a first name, surname situation, is it? Because it's the other way around for a start. So even though his name is Guan Yu Zhou, You say it Zhou Guan Yu. Fact. Yeah. You say it the other way around. I think because in China you say the family name first and you give a name second, I think. So I'd be Wilson Rob, you know what I mean? Family name is boom, bam, first. Yeah. So get in. Anyway, that's just a useless bit of information for the day. Can't spell his name, you know I can. Don't tempt me. Now have a look round, see who's live in it later on, Kim. Yellow flag, Sector 1. Oh, has Pietro Fittipaldi gone off? Oh, he's spun. Is he stopped? Pietro Fittipaldi in the Haas, taking part in FP1 today, has stopped. I feel like... Yeah, so he stopped out on circuit. As Pietro Fittipaldi, I think he did a couple of races, didn't he? Did he step in for Grosjean? When Grosjean had that horrendous accident when he burned his hand. I think Pietro Fittipaldi's already done a couple of Grand Prix, like 2 years ago. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think it's grandson. Yeah, and he's got a brother as well, Enzo Fittipaldi and Pietro Fittipaldi, and they're both coming through the junior ranks. I don't know exactly where they are, if one's in F2 and one's in F3, or one's in... But they're coming through. As is Charles Leclerc's brother as well, Arthur Leclerc. He's coming through as well. I think Marino Sato as well, Takuma Sato's son, I think. I'm assuming it's Takuma Sato. It might be a completely different Sato. Is he after the line? He was, Chris. Yeah, sorry, I'm behind on the chat. I apologise. Joe, yeah, you just spell it J-O-E in it, Joe. Yeah, that's how you say it. Yeah, Zhou Guan Yu. That's how you say it. Yeah, you're spelling it exactly. What's that called? Phonetically. You're spelling it as it sounds, which is good enough for me. I know who you mean. But yeah, Pietro Fittipaldi, I think it's his grandson, yeah. Yeah, he did Haas for... I'm pretty sure that Pietro Fittipaldi subbed in for Grosjean once. Like, at the end of... What would that have been? At the end of 2020? Yeah. At the end of 2020. I think he's done 2 races or something like that. So it is not Pietro Fittipaldi's first foray in F1. But as Sky cut to an ad break, he's fully broken down on, and they've red flagged it 20 minutes to go. But yeah, he's broken down. I don't know what's wrong with the car, but he's out of it. And crane on circuit and all the rest of it to recover the car. Yeah, I think back end of 2020, I think. Yeah. Salt and pepper, spare ribs and chicken. Who's got that? Is that what you've got? Who said salt and pepper, spare ribs? Yeah, that's a good fucking... It's not a bad... if you're having a Chinese, Chris. Salt and pepper, anything is banging. Salt and pepper chips, chicken wings. Oh, what you want, mate. 2020 during COVID. I think because Grosjean had that massive accident in Bahrain, didn't he? With the fire and all the rest of it, and he got. I think his injury was. Well, he's still got the injury now, and he's had to have skin grafts, I think, on one of his hands, or if not both, actually. I mean, he's lucky to get away with that, you know. But yeah, so because he couldn't take part in the last couple of races, it was Pietro Fittipaldi, I'm sure. Yeah. That's what you want to get. You can't have it. Oh no. Yeah, it's not that easy, is it, Chris? It's not that easy. Not that easy, mate. Scars on his hands, yeah. Oh, did you meet him? Did you? Yeah, no, I think he's had to have like skin grafts, hasn't he, and stuff. But obviously, you know, he's back racing. I think he's doing pretty well in IndyCar. I don't follow IndyCar, but I don't think he's made an embarrassment of himself, has he? I think he's done pretty well from what I've seen. Yeah. Oh, they green flagged it again. The red flag thing's gone off the screen, but they're on an ad break, so I don't know what's going on, but I assume red flag scenario is over with 17 and a half minutes to go. Yeah, great guy. He does seem like, yeah, that is cool meeting Grosjean. The only driver that I've ever met in person is a really obscure one. Yeah. And he raced for Haas as well, the driver I've met. Can you get it? Yeah, I've met a driver at a Haas press conference. Yeah. So who have I met? Obscure one. It's not Hamilton, Verstappen, or it's not Hamilton, Verstappen, or Alonso. But K-Mag, nope. More obscure than that. K-Mag's. I'd love to meet K-Mag. No, obscure. When he was announced as a Haas driver, I was there at the press conference. Yeah, sort of by accident, but I was there. I met him. Yeah. See if you get it. I'll give you a clue. He's not in F1 anymore. Mazepin, nope. Nope, not Nikita Mazepin, nope. No, funny, I won't be mentioning that if I'd have met him. Jesus, no. Think further back. Go further back. Yeah, what? Yeah, no, go further back. Who's raced for Haas? Think about that one. Think about who's raced for Haas. K-Mag, Grosjean, yeah. K-Mag, Grosjean. Marzipan. Who else? Not Mick Schumacher. I wish it was Mick Schumacher. Not Mick. Not my boy Mick. No, you gotta go backwards. Yeah. I'll give you another clue then, because don't search it up, because yeah, 15, yeah, 16. Well, Haas only started in 16. Yeah. He's also raced for Sauber. Yeah, I'll give you that clue as well. He raced for Sauber. Oi! Mr. Pound Coin! Esteban Gutierrez. Yes. Met him. Yeah. That's it. How did you know that, Chris? Did you research that? There's no way you knew that. That's it, yeah. Esteban Gutierrez. Yeah. I think he's like a Mercedes. He works for Mercedes, I think. In like the testing department, or like, I don't know if he's like a simulator driver or something. Get in. Yeah, Gutierrez. Must have gone on Google. He must have gone on Google, innit? Pound coin on a Google one there. Because that's an obscure one. I was there when he signed... by the way, welcome in, JJ. How we doing, bro? Yeah, I was there when he signed for Haas. He signed for Haas. on the Friday of the Mexican Grand Prix, signed for Haas for the following season. And I think they give him an FP1. I think they give him an FP1 run out. Yeah. And then they announced that he was getting the seat for the following year. I mean, it didn't last long. I think he did a couple of seasons and then they got K-Mag in. Do have a bit of a brain. Get in, eh? Not bad there, Chris. Ferrari test driver. No, do you know what? He was. I think I've seen him in Mercedes gear. I think he's like a Mercedes simulator driver or something like that. Sim development driver or something or other. Yeah, I've seen him in Mercedes gear, and I was like, what? That's a weird, you know what I mean? What a weird. I think for maybe a season or two, he was Mercedes reserve, but that's not anymore. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Hamilton gets sick or something for a race, and it's Esteban Gutierrez? How random would that be? You mean wins the race? You're thinking, what the hell? Anyway, I know I talked about what's gone on the circuit, but that's what practice is about. You can just have a waffle on, innit? 12 minutes to go in P1. Ferrari won too. You know, I was saying that a Red Bull always go well in Mexico, but we're a Ferrari 1-2 scenario, separated by 0.5 of a second. Anthony Hamilton's there. Anthony Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton's dad, is in the garage races, so that's nice to see him there. It's a family affair in the Mercedes garage. Won the trivia quiz. Remember showing hands to no Google. Hey, that's good, that, Chris. There was a good F1 question on a pub quiz that I heard a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't at. Someone texted me. Dan texted me with a good F1 quiz question, which I had to go back. I got it. Obviously, I got it. You know what I mean? Of course, I get it. But I had to think back, and it was the last. Or what? No, it was what year was the last World Championship won by a non-European driver? Yeah, what year was the Drivers' World Championship won by a non-European driver? And I was like, oh yeah, damn, because Rosberg, German, you know, you have to work backwards. And then I'm going, well, you know, obviously Hamilton, you know, Verstappen's is European, Hamilton, Rosberg. Then you have to go back, and then you're thinking, right, you go Alonso, Spanish, you go Schumacher, German. You're thinking, bloody hell, you go back to the 90s. Yeah, European domination in Formula One for the last 25 years. Yeah, who is it? What year? I thought that's a cheeky little question, that. There was also another one on, what was that other question? Oh, there was a question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the other day. You know, Jeremy Clarkson hosts that. There was a F1 question on there the other day, and the guy got it wrong. It was just like celebrity flipping. It was like celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the question was, since the year 2000, which of these nations has not won a championship? And it was something like Finland, Brazil, Germany and Spain or something. Anyway, the guy went Finland has not won a championship since 2000, but of course Kimi Räikkönen won it in 2007, so he was wrong. It's actually Brazil. They haven't won a championship since 2000. Yeah. 97. There you go. I was on it. 97, correct. Jacques Villeneuve, yeah. Yeah, 97. Jacques Villeneuve from Canada. Yeah, that was the last one. And then before that, yeah, you'd have to go to like 93. No. What years did Senna win it? 88, 89, 91. Yeah, Senna won it 88, 89, 91. Yeah. Yellow flag sector 2. I don't know what's happened here. Villeneuve, yeah, man. I don't know what happened. Someone spun or something, but we're back on the green flags. 8 minutes to go. Should have got it, yeah. I mean, if you're a big F1 fan, like, it's easy. You just got to work. You just got to work backwards. But if you're not into F1, that question's an absolute nightmare. If you're thinking, what? Might as well be talking double Swahili. Villeneuve, isn't it? Is Hamilton going to get in trouble for blocking there? No, he's trying to get out of the way. Well, yeah, it's not ideal. Lewis sort of in the way there. He was going too slow is the issue. The issue is Hamilton's going very slow in the final sector. Ricciardo's come up behind him on a flying lap. And Lewis has had to swerve out of the way. Yeah, Daniel guesses. See, this is what they're saying on Sky. If Daniel guesses the wrong way and swerves the same way that Hamilton does in that scenario, very dangerous, but they got away with it. Anyway, less than 7 minutes to go. Sainz looks like he's going to be fastest on a 1 minute 20.7. Really close, actually. Perez and Verstappen have set exactly the same lap time. A tenth off the pace. So the top four separated by a tenth of a second. It's a short lap as well, this. So the gaps could be, and hopefully will be, very close in quali. Should be a hell of a qualifying session tomorrow. Quali, incidentally, is on at 9 p.m. So I'll be live 8:45 tomorrow night for qualifying. So pole position is going to be 10 p.m. 10 p.m. pole position. Get in. Late night one. A lot of spins in P1. Yeah. And a couple of breakdowns with Zhou Guanyu and Fittipaldi. Jack doing in the pits 4 seconds off the pace is not amazing, is it? Get him out on a set of softs. What's been going down at the farm? Emmerdale got dark. Do you know what? I never watched that, Kim, right? But I watched it the other week when it was the 50th anniversary last week. It was 50th anniversary and they had about 4 or 5 episodes in a row over like 2 days. Where it was like a big storm and it was mad. It was nuts. They were killing people off left, right and centre. Yeah, it was. Well, mind you, it looks like they're killing them off left, right and centre, but then it turns out they just got they're just a bit injured and they're all right. But yeah, it was pretty mad. I was like, and then it got really dark with that girl. Someone was pinned. I don't follow it, so I'm not emotionally connected to it, but there was a girl pinned to the wall by a caravan. I was like, Jesus Christ. Saying the last words, she's pinned down by a caravan. Caravan fell on her. What a bizarre scenario that is, isn't it? But it was heavy. It was heavy, Kim. I'll tell you that much. It was heavy. The caravan was heavy. No, I mean heavy emotionally. But the caravan that was on her was heavy as well. Jesus. No, it was a mad few episodes on Emmerdale. Got to admit. Oh, we've got a breakdown. Anyway, back to the Mexican Grand Prix. Or practice for the Mexican Grand Prix, should I say. We've got a breakdown. It's Liam Lawson, the newbie, the junior driver. What's happened? The brakes, the thing is, you need to get the fire extinguisher to this quick because the brakes are smoking. It's red flag, 3.5 minutes to go. I think it's going to be end of this. Yeah, it's going to be the end of the session, that. But the Liam Lawson, look at the amount of smoke now coming out of it. Oh, look at the amount of smoke coming out of the brake ducts. Especially the front left. Yeah, the front left's brake's gonna be virtually on fire. Oh, he stopped in the stadium section as well. Yeah, they can't get the marshals out to it. He's in a dangerous spot there, Liam Lawson. In the final sector in the stadium, he's stopped, but that front left brake is on fire. The amount of smoke it is. Yeah, they need to get to that now, man. Yeah, front left brake is on fire. Come on. Oh, bro, there we go. No, that's not solved the problem, bro. Yeah. These marshals, they're not. I don't think they're on it. Yeah, broken down Liam Lawson in the Alpha Tower. It is the young driver, reserve driver. Here he is. Okay, we get a replay of exactly what happened. I don't know what's happened, gearbox or. Just cuts out. I don't know if it's the engine gone. Liam Lawson. Yeah. I think he is British. I don't know for certain. I think he is. Red Bull Junior. But he's not got a seat for next season anyway. They've given it to Nick De Vries. It was probably a bit of a 50-50, but I think De Vries' performance was that good in the Italian Grand Prix, getting a P9 in the Williams, that Alpha Tauri were like, right, this is it. This is our guy, innit? You know what I mean? Let's get De Vries quick. So yeah, Alpha Tauri have got De Vries. Liam Lawson, I don't know how well he's doing in F2. I should follow it more closely. There you go. De Vries signing out. De Vries saying thank you to Mercedes for the last 3 years, because obviously he is leaving the the Mercedes sort of. He's leaving the Mercedes like setup as like I was just saying, he's been signed by AlphaTauri as Nick De Vries. So I'm surprised that Mercedes have given him another run out. Maybe he was contracted to. Well, he must have been contracted to get another run out. But it's kind of like valuable information, really, that he's taken to AlphaTauri. I don't know. What are we saying? Yeah, storm. Yeah, caravan flew across the street. Mad one, man. It's on now. She's been carried in the black horse draw. Oh, Jesus. Oh, is it funeral? God, that's good dark, innit? I'm glad I've not watched that. Jesus. She's only young as well. She looked young. She looked like a teenager. I was like, Jesus, this is a bit dark, innit? Anyway, talk about Emmerdale on the flipping. Right, that's the end of FP1 anyway. And it was, amongst all that waffling on, it was Carlos Sainz, quickest 1 minute 20.7. Ferrari 1-2. Red Bull 3-4. We've got the top 6 within 0.2 of a second. This is going to be close tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow night. So Alonso 6th as well. So it was Hamilton and Alonso in the top 6. And they were within 0.2. Yeah, this is we're on for hell of a qualifying. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do FP2 tonight. An Emmerdale watch. I wonder if anybody does that. I bet no one does that. I bet nobody does that. Just like a watch along of like TV shows with that bloody goggle box for bloody Emmerdale watch along. Imagine making thumbnails and everything. 50th anniversary Emmerdale Storm. Please like and subscribe. Join me on Tuesday night for the episode 785. That's a good shout, Chris. Yeah, you know it's gone wrong when I can say bollocks to the F1. I'll start doing soaps. There's a first for everything. Hey Kim, never rule it out. No, I'll do FP2 in it. I'll do FP2. They get loads of views. The YouTube wouldn't know where to put me. What category you go in there? Do you know what I mean? Nah, you wouldn't get views on that. Because I wouldn't be on any list. I wouldn't be... It's all about, like... And no one's searching Emmerdale, are they, on YouTube, like... No one's going on YouTube and typing in Emmerdale live. Coronation Street live. No, sad that. I'll have to make a second channel for that. Motorsport Madman does Emmerdale. You know what I mean? No. Right, I'll do FP2 because you know, we can't just skip sessions. Because it's, you know what I mean? You can't start skipping sessions. This channel's only on at weekends anyway. If I start skipping, you know what I mean? We'll do it. I'll be back. Watch Emmerdale on YouTube, cheeky. I suppose it's clips. It's finished, Will Rally. I'm just chatting on. It's finished. Because they red flagged it with 2-3 minutes to go. And I think there's a rule, if it gets red flagged within the last 5 minutes or last 4 minutes, they don't restart it again because it's not worth restarting. So it's done. Peace out, DB. See you next time. Come back for FP2. It's going to be mad exciting with them 2023 tyres. No, well, I'll do it anyway, innit? I can't just skip sessions. But FP2 is going to be a bit of a... We'll have to come up with something. Right, yeah, I'll do it, Well Rally, yeah. Because I can't just fob it off. You know what I mean? What point does that stop? Do you know what I mean? If I start skipping sessions, then it's going to be like, oh, well, this qualified session's not going to be very good. I'll miss that. And then, yeah, no, you start slacking. No, I'll do it. Right, anyway, I'll be back, guys. Let me get that music on. Get that off. Right, maybe sleep for FP2. Yeah. I might be asleep for FP2, Chris. This is me at the end of FP2. Guys, it was a tyre test. I've not survived it. No, well, I'll be back. Right, guys, please do drop me a like, it helps out. Subscribe if you're into Formula 1 and all the rest of it. 10 to 10 UK time. I've already got it scheduled and everything, so I'll do it. I didn't know it was going to be a tyre test, so I've already rigged it up, so I'll do it. Yeah, 9:45. See you then. Hey, jigs, padlock, that rhymes. Right, see you 9:45. FP2. It's going to be so exciting. Do not miss it. See you later.